National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage, who has responsibility for broadcasting, met with staff of the Broadcasting Corporation today. He announced that a new board will be named next month, and together with staff, input will determine the way forward for the BCB. Here's that report.
I see myself as an advocate for the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. I am not the enemy.
It's an institution that has recorded the history of the Bahamas since 1936 and has exposed the world to the Bahamas and its people. But the state-run Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas continues to have its share of financial woes and challenges. Despite criticism, the corporation continues to be the only entity to cover the entire Bahamas and provide a live daily television newscast along with news and current affairs programs. However, since the transformation under the previous administration to public service broadcasting, there is still a difficulty understanding the role of the corporation, a concern the new minister responsible, Dr. Bernard Nottage, shares.
The definition of a public broadcasting system seems to be not very clear, either to those who determine that that is what they wish you to be, nor to those who are currently managing. So that's one thing that we will have to define so that everybody understands what it is our mandate is.
Operating year to year at a loss, financing still remains a major issue.
Having decided to convert to a public broadcasting system, I don't think the adequate decisions have been made about how it's going to be financed.
Since the F&M's 2010 downsizing exercise, the corporation has experienced staffing issues, and it said this has resulted in the inability of the corporation to operate effectively.
The downsizing has perhaps resulted in understaffing, and that may compromise your ability to carry out the function which you have been assigned.
Dr. Nottage says a new board will be named by July 1st, and together with staff, input will determine the way forward for the BCB. He says they were not around when the corporation was made PSB, but the minister says it doesn't mean it has to remain what it is today. The corporation is presently engaged in a multi-million-dollar digital upgrade with KIT Digital Company. The high-definition broadcast will bring ZNS online with others and ahead of some. The government wants ZNS to be able to effectively compete with the competition.
In terms of the playing field, we're going to try and even the playing field so everybody has the same conditions in which to produce their product. And hopefully you would be able to compete. You certainly have the people with the most experience, people with perhaps the most skills, and so there's no reason why you should be compared unfavorably with any of the other broadcasting entities.
This is the third time the minister has responsibility for the Broadcasting Corporation, but he says he wants to ensure this time there is real change here at the corporation. He wants to see an improved, top-notch Bahamian product. He feels the talent is definitely here to achieve that goal. Clint Watson, ZNS News.
88 students received certificates after completing training in a number of disciplines from the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute today. Commencement speaker, the Honorable Jerome Fitzgerald, Minister of Education, Science and Technology, commended BTVI on its accreditation with a number of international institutions.
BTVI's world-class status is affirmed by its numerous associations with international bodies, including the Community College for International Development, Association of Career Technical Education, the International Labor Organization, the Inter-American Center for Knowledge Development and Vocational Training, and the Caribbean Association of National Training Agencies. This is something you as graduates of BTVI should know, because these are reputable agencies which endorse your education. They give credence to the certificate or the diploma that you are being awarded today.
Graduates received certificates in 23 disciplines, including plumbing, nail technology, electronics, auto mechanics, and computers. Minister Fitzgerald lauded BTVI for achieving its primary function of equipping students with technical and vocational skills for the job market and entering into partnerships to fulfill the needs of the Bahamian economy. He listed 5 P's the BTVI graduates should keep in mind.
Graduates, as you leave this institution, BTVI, to further your careers, I want to reiterate that preparation Punctuality, perseverance, a positive attitude, and professionalism will not only contribute to your success, but also to your happiness. Plan to achieve those goals which are important. Plan to be the best in your field. Plan to persevere and to preserve your integrity, and to always take the high road of professionalism.
Welcome to tonight's edition of the Business Beat, sponsored by Royal Fidelity. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Let's take a look at what's making business news today.
Director of Investments Joy Jirbalu dispelling the myth that the government takes far too long to approve investment applications received by the Bahamas Investment Authority. During an interview with Fidelity Business at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel this morning, the investment executive basically encourages potential domestic investors to submit all required criteria the first time.
More often than not, we have to help them along in that process, and that's sometimes why it takes so long for people to get approval, and they get discouraged because we keep going back and saying, well, we need your business license, well, we need your receipt from your real property tax. But if they come in at the beginning with everything that's required and that's on the application list, we find that it's a smooth process.
AML Foods Limited's April 30th financial results recorded a sales increase of 27.5% over the same period in the previous year. The company also incurred a net profit of $578,000. AML's CEO and president, Gavin Watchholm, said the company is now seeing synergies in their purchasing power and efficiencies in operating costs. In international business, Air France has announced it is to cut more than 5,000 jobs by the end of 2013 in an attempt to reduce costs and return to growth. The job cuts form a part of a restructuring plan to restore profitability. Remember, you can send us an email or join us on www.znsbahamas.com or become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page.
And that will end tonight's edition of the Business Beat, sponsored by Royal Fidelity. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Thanks so much for watching.